Hello, guys. Welcome to Live with Jacqueline Valdez. I am super excited for today's guest. So we are talking about photography, the power of a soulful image. He's coming all the way from Italy, and he is incredibly talented. He has such beautiful images, beautiful videography. I just can't speak highly enough about him. So let's welcome the fabulous Alessandro Sigismondi. Please come down. Hello.
Hello, hi everyone. And I can imagine how you pronounce well my name. I mean,
Did
it
I?
never happened. But yeah, I think you speak Spanish as well. Do you?
Well, I should. I am Spanish, Italian, French, and Indian, and
Yeah,
I
that's the
did.
thing.
Yeah, I
That's the
did grow
thing. That's
up.
the thing. That's the thing. It was something because I said, she couldn't when you started say she couldn't say Sigismondi correctly, and you did. I mean,
Yay!
unbelievable.
I
Great
love
start.
it. Great start! Yay! So I'm super excited to have you here. You are just so busy and just creative and taking so many beautiful things, so many beautiful images. Tell me about your journey.
Oh yeah. So where to start? I wasn't always a photographer
Oh, yes.
because actually I started in advertising, but not working with images, but working with words in Italy, in Milan and Turin. I used to work in advertising as a copywriter, so I was working, on the concept of the commercials and stuff like that. So I was like, behind the messages. So more the written message rather than the visual message. But I don't know why, I don't know how, but I always had photography and like visual storytelling more than the actual. Even when I was writing, it was always like imagining. And
Wow.
so when I shifted from the writing media, let's say, to the of course not in English. I mean, my
Right.
main, my mother tongue language is Italian, so I was writing in Italian. And I was quite good at it. But the thing is, I was realizing if I speak Italian, write in Italian, I can't reach everyone. With a picture, you can reach everyone.
Yeah.
It's universal. You can write a caption or whatever, but it's not even needed. They can speak much better.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, because I always felt whatever I create, I want to create something that had the potential to reach almost everyone. I mean, everyone. And then, but someone, can get it, someone cannot, someone can say, it's for me, someone, you can't be liked by everyone. That's fine. I'm fine with it. But at least try to reach everyone. It's a start,
I love that. Yes, I love that
Yeah.
so much. And you can tell in all of your images and all of your videography how much passion you have and how much love and all the emotion.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. For me also, the thing that, but also when I was working advertising, I mean, for me is always my idea of working is, I mean, might sound naive, might sound whatever, but it's really like that for me. I mean, my work is to be my passion. I have to do something, first of all, because I like it. First of all, because I'm inspired and it's something that I'm happy to do. I even, when I start working, I do what I love it so much that I can't count the hours. I don't know, whatever, it's, I just, especially when I'm editing and I say, okay, it's night, what time it was, it's not even healthy to do like that, but whatever, I just like it, so I just go, in another space. And that's the thing. When I quit my job in advertising is because that initial passion was vanished. So I felt I was starting, looking at the clock and saying, I mean, almost time to go, stuff like that. So I say, something's not right anymore. And, sometimes I feel that if you are, open enough to watch the signs that, the universe is giving you, everything is there already, So I had already the ability to take photos because it was my passion, was, let's say, what now they call prosumer, like the advanced amateur, I was doing even my own exhibition, but I was not just doing it for a living, I mean, I was doing another job to, to pay my bills. And then I was doing because I had this passion. And then I loved, at that moment, I found, I switched from this very, career-oriented in advertising kind of life to a more holistic and more healthy kind of life. Also, when I met my wife, I was a yoga teacher. So I said, okay, I started doing yoga. I never thought about doing yoga before. So this was about like 11, 12 years ago. So I started doing yoga. And I became so passionate about it. And at a certain point, we had our son, and he was 1 year old. And I say, okay, I can't do with this job anymore. I don't love it anymore. So there are two things that I would love to do is keep on with this photography. And so taking photos, I don't know what, but taking photos. And maybe we do also some yoga. So my wife was saying, okay, maybe let's go to India. And say it was like that, it was like an evening like this, but now it's evening. Say, okay, let's do it. We had, imagine, mortgage to pay, son. Say what you had, we had both like two secure jobs, So we say it's totally nonsense, And this was 9 years ago. And so we say, okay, let's go. So we say, let's see in this school. There was a school we were really likely to go, like to study yoga. So let's see if we get accepted. Say, let's see. So we just try to, to send, if we get accepted, and we did. So I say, okay. So we go, one-way ticket. and this is how the photography thing became a job. But I mean, not because I was like doing a research about which niche to target, or no, I was not doing this thing. No idea about that. I just had my camera, my yoga mat, whatever. We went there in a place that actually was full of people coming from the States or for whoever, like doing yoga. And most of them were, great yoga teachers in their country. They were going, to that school, like to, get better, whatever, learn more. And, suddenly, one of his teachers saw me with my fancy camera. And it was 9 years ago. And not everyone had a fancy camera, back then. Now everybody has. But at that time, it was not like that. So they say, they say, maybe we could do a video. You would like to do a video on me doing yoga, whatever. And I was prepared about the photo thing, but the video was, I thought a little bit, a video? Okay, let's try. I was no expert 9 years ago at that, but I say, okay, let's try it. And actually, that video became so popular. There was no Instagram at that time. It was like, I think she posted. I mean, it was like reposted by a magazine from Boulder, Elephant Journal. It was quite popular at that time. And they wrote something like the best yoga video ever or something like that. It was my first one. And so, all these yoga teachers started to write to me and say, oh, we would like to do something similar. What are your rates? I say, rates? So I was not prepared for that. It was 9 years ago. And say, okay, so rates means it's a job. Okay, so we had to get prepared in a way. And it became a job, So I just had to, I was there like with all other intentions. And then when I, after 6 months, when we came back to Italy, at a certain point, I say, no, I don't need to, I just need to totally resign from the job I was doing. And I never stopped since then, and then it became like more, it expanded, I traveled and I do and whatever. But I mean, it started with this kind of out of passion, totally out of passion.
I love that so much. And I have so much respect for you that you just let the universe talk to you and you really went for it. You just followed your heart, you followed your passion, and you did not waste an opportunity that came to you. You were like, okay, I've got my camera. Let's just do it. Let's just go for it. Yes. Hello, Thangmani. Thank you for tuning in. Photography is an art of viewing a person how he or she loves the world. Yay, from India.
Oh, yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, it's so true, though, that you were just meant to be in this position and you were like a vessel with this incredible talent.
I mean, I can tell, now that I'm also teaching online and I have to say that maybe, talent is something that it could be like something that is more natural for some people, or for others is a little bit, they have to work a little more for it. And I have to admit that for me, uh, it's not about talent, but it's just like things coming naturally. Because I would like lie if I would say that it was very complicated for me to do all of this. Because probably, the first time that I took a camera, I could kind of feel what to do, I think it happened for you also. I don't know if it happened with pole dance or with dancing or whatever, but I mean, when something you really love, the first time you try, you feel your body, your everything, is going there, and is understanding what he has to do, and then the technical things, they follow. It's easy to learn the technical things, but what I'm saying is that it's totally learnable, and it's totally, it's, for me, is more important. I mean, both like doing photography and appreciating photography, videography, whatever, is more about like how you see the world.
Yes.
It's not so much about the technique to me. And I notice, especially now, with since the pandemic started, I had to cancel so many trips, and I started doing other stuff, like I say, teaching online, or also doing remote shootings. And later maybe I share some of the remote shoots, whatever. But I mean, before I was saying, just got a new camera, I have to use the camera, the quality of this, a remote shooting are done with the phone, basically. Wow. But I mean, you can tell a story also with the phone. I mean, you nowadays, of course, I wouldn't say this like probably 9 years ago. 9 years ago was not possible. Yeah. But I mean, nowadays, I think it's more about how you see the world, how you see beauty, how you want to portray something, rather than which tool you use.
Yes. And I love that about your style, is that it is from your point of view, it is your vision, and it just has so much passion behind it. And that resonates in all of the work that you do. And I love that it's not so structured and so, in the box. You really are creative. And I love that.
Yeah, I know that sometimes, I feel, especially, with the ears and whatever, on a way I feel, I should plan more, I should do this. I saw a lot of, for example, you see a lot of these on Instagram, for example, when you see a lot of accounts, really, for example, they choose like a color palette, and they have all the photos in the same color palette. I'm sure that it's good for branding. No, I mean, I'm sure that if I was, when I say, if I work for a brand and I have a briefing, for this brand, and they say, our color palette is white and turquoise. It's fine. I keep on white and turquoise, and it's totally okay. But I mean, as you as a creator to decide that your color palette is just, two colors, I find it a little bit boring, I find, and I same with the color palette, like in anything else, like the thing about that I shared a lot of stuff related to yoga. It's also because organically happens like that, because I get a lot of people asking me to do shoots in that kind of niche or field. But I mean, I honestly have it's not something that I really say, oh, I have to do that because this is my niche and this is where I work more. It's just, easier for me that it comes organically, and I'm busy enough doing that. And but my vision actually, it's what I'm really interested in, in seeing like the beauty, in especially in humans, because I'm really interested. Honestly, I wouldn't never be like a still life photographer or someone, like shooting like like a pasta and this plate or whatever for restaurants, and I couldn't. I can't find the soul, or I like eating, I like all these things, whatever. But I couldn't. I need a person. But I really feel that working with persons, it's what keeps me motivated, because it's an exchange of energy. It's an exchange. Sometimes I don't even start with an idea when we do a shoot, and then it's with with people who say, okay, but it's you're amazing. You have everything. It's so easy to tell your story. It just comes out naturally. Oh, I haven't thought about it.
And I love that. I am similar with you as far as like my interviews. Sometimes people will ask, do you have a set of questions? Do you have a set order of your questions? And I just really love to connect with humans. I love to bring out the best in people, and I love them to shine. So it's very organic. It's just having a good
I love it.
conversation.
I love it.
Yeah. So, and I
I love
understand
it.
dance too. I love all styles of dance. I don't want to be put in a certain box. So, with you on those aspects.
Exactly. This is important because also then if you put yourself in a box, then it's a limitation actually, but it's just why you have to give yourself this limitation, because also the person that you are today is not the person that you are tomorrow, is not the person you were yesterday. We are evolving human beings. We are never the same. Like our cells. We are totally new person. I think, how do they say, in 7 years or something like that? That all the cells are totally reborn in 7 years. I mean, how can we think, we should do exactly the same things in the next 7 years, So that's why I say, if you keep on doing that, it's just because we decided to put ourselves in a box and don't move from that. But if we are open-minded, like I'm saying, now, I'm shooting a lot of stuff related to yoga, and I'm really happy about that. If they ask me, what are you going to do in the next 7 years? No idea, but I don't even want to know it. I don't want to plan it. Honestly.
Yeah, and I love that. I had a conversation with someone recently that said the same thing, that planning so far ahead puts you in a box and it constricts you. And what if you are turning down something in the universe that could be coming to you?
Yeah, exactly. Because then, if you just, I mean, I don't say you don't have to plan anything, because otherwise it's a mess. But I mean, a little bit, But what I'm saying is that having long-term plans like that, like strategies like that, could be great. I don't say, I could say for some people it could be great, and some people really need structure. But for me, it's more, I feel quite structured. I don't feel like totally, I'm quite rational as a person or whatever. But I like to keep, a part of me totally open to the insights and, as I say, science that can arrive. From like you say, we didn't know each other, and now we are here like chatting like we are friends. If you say, oh, but I hadn't planned to do a live interview on YouTube. This was the plan for the next 6 months, but I had to do it in my own YouTube channel. Why do I have to do it in her YouTube channel? Stupid thing like that. No?
Yeah, I love that. Being open to the universe and just letting the energy flow. I'm a huge person into energy and into just manifesting things. And when you do follow your passion, you do change your lifestyle. You start to, like you said, become more holistic, more aware of your body, your environment, and more just fulfilled.
I agree totally. Yeah. And can I show a little bit of what I'm doing? So can I share a screen? So I mean, it's just my face, but it gets boring after a while. So let's see how it works. Okay, let's see how it works. So share screen. I haven't used this yet, but okay, share screen.
Okay. Like saying, Monty said, follow your body. What are they saying?
I'm feeling like that. It's fine.
Let's see if we can.
Working? No. Okay. Let's do this, for example. Okay. Yeah, seems it's working. So this is from my website. When you see it?
There we go.
Can you see it? Yeah?
Can you see it? It's up. Yes. Oh, yeah, gorgeous.
Cool. So what I'm saying is that, like here, it's just some example of some photos where that is not yoga. No, I didn't want to start with yoga, but I like stuff like that.
Yes.
You see this, And this was totally improvised. She had some actually, it was chlorella, not spirulina. To say, let's try to put it in the face. Let's see what happened. And this happened.
Wow, gorgeous.
Do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I love it. It's gorgeous.
Oh,
Love
wait,
it.
wait,
Love it.
just oh, wait. Yeah, and but then the thing that I'm more, of course, maybe this
Hello,
is like
Mari.
my yoga stuff is in New York. So I like this aesthetic with that's kind of spectacular. This is Milan. Look at that. There were really like birds everywhere.
Yes. Ah.
This is a banyan tree in India. Yeah, it's a huge banyan tree. Yeah, you see, this is, I
Oh,
mean, crazy talented people,
yes.
And yeah,
Ah,
so yeah, a little bit shots from everywhere, like yeah. And
gorgeous.
then I mean, I do a lot of video stuff as well, and but then yeah, you can, I mean, if someone is interested, they can follow me and see it. But what I was saying before is that lately I did these remote shoots, like with like on remote with the phone, and look at that, it's not bad, no,
It's
it is
gorgeous.
not bad, the result, stuff
So
like
much
that.
love. Yes.
This
Thank
is
God.
phone.
Love.
Phone.
Samara
Yeah.
loves.
This is like mixing. So this was the original photo, and then I used like a backdrop. I did like I took some years ago in India, and then I put it together. Yeah. So this is just stuff, when as we are not really traveling much, that I could do like with you see, like some people sometimes they send me photos, and then I just create this stuff. Things
I
like
love
that.
it. So creative, so gorgeous, such a beautiful point of view. And you take the environment and the universe also with the human and connect it all together.
Yeah, exactly. I like this. Wait 1 second. How do I stop? Oh, I have no idea. How do I stop? No, stop screen. Yes. And yes, so what I wanted just quickly to say is that at the moment I really don't mind, if I do it's a remote shoot down with the phone, or I take like a big camera or whatever. It's just the story that we want to tell, and the the thing that I'm really passionate about is just showing how much beauty is around us, and how beauty is around us and within ourselves as well. What I love in working with people is that when afterwards, they tell me, oh, I never, I never felt, I was like that, that's amazing. I say, wow,
Wow.
and you are, and this is powerful, no? It's powerful. This is what I say, the power of a soulful image. And I think it's not just showing, that you're beautiful. I show you, but I mean, showing something more than just the physical beauty,
Yes. Yes. And I love that. You can see more. Yes. You can see more than
hard to explain. It's very hard to explain, but I think when to do that, you have to connect somehow with a person. You have to, I don't know. It's very hard to explain, honestly, but it's to be something done organically,
Yes, it's very organic. And like you said, it's more than just the physical being. It's very spiritual. It's very soulful. You can feel the energy from the person. You could feel the energy from the universe, from the environment, from the lighting to nature, to just being in that present moment.
Yeah, I agree with you. Look, it's this is the thing that I'm still, now it's probably 9 years where I doing this, and things have changed, because I remember when I started there was no Instagram. So Instagram probably it came I think 7 years ago, is possible. I'm not totally sure.
2013.
And but so things are changing, and that's it. Now we almost can think, like as photographers, we can think a world without Instagram. But maybe in 7 years there won't be Instagram anymore. There will be something else. So we have to be prepared, but also that, how can you have plans for that?
Yeah.
And again, imagine if you had all these plans, as we were talking before, how we could do like now with the pandemic with our plans.
Yeah, that's true. And you've had to really navigate. We've all had to navigate and pivot and kind of just move through this whole pandemic and stay creative. How have you been staying creative during this period of time? How do you stay current?
Yeah, for me, for example, I at first, of course, I guess like everyone, I thought, well, now it's finished, and I can't do anything.
Yeah.
But then actually now I think I almost don't have enough time to do all the things that I want.
Wow.
Because actually, for example, like now, like being in front of a camera is something until not even 1 year ago, maybe less, before the pandemic, I was never doing. Wow. Never.
Aww.
For real. And I was very camera shy. Yeah. And this is something that was keeping me away from many opportunities. Okay. And many, also ways, to express myself and maybe explain more what I'm doing. So people, yes, were following me, but because of my work. But it's also nice sometimes to explain, why are you doing something? So, but this is something I was not doing, for example. And now, yeah, exactly. And people were asking me, oh, I would love to do you teach photography and stuff like that. And then, I started, and stuff like that, And one, because I didn't have the time. Second, because I think, oh, maybe I'm not good at it. And then, then once you start, you discover, oh, I can also do this thing, wow.
That's so true. Yes.
So exactly, the more you practice, because of course you never start. For me, when also like with YouTube, I say, oh, it's much better to share, the videos that I'm doing, not myself on my YouTube channel, because of course, I was watching these channels like, Peter McKinnon, these amazing photographers, and when I say, oh, wow, they're so cool, they're so amazing. But I mean, that's the problem with social media. Social media is inspiring, but sometimes you start comparing yourself with others, and you say, I'm not good, not as good as them. I'm not as good as them. So, there are people this good out there. How can I possibly do it? And then actually, as I spoke with Peter McKinnon, is one of the creators who really inspired me, because once, and it was probably at the beginning of the pandemic, but the video that he did, probably did it before, but whatever, I just saw it around that time. And it was a video of him that was like sharing again one of the first videos and photos he was doing back then at the start of his YouTube channel. And it was not really good. It was not really good. It was not really cool. It was not really good. It was not even a good photographer. And now, it's like the best of the best of the best. And he said, I mean, even him, that is the best of the best, he hadn't started as best.
I love that.
It was just really consistent. And, also is a huge talent. But I mean, even having a huge talent is not that, when he started, it was so obvious he had this talent. Then, of course, it's all a matter of practice and consistency.
Yeah, and that's true. That's true. Yeah. You follow it. And I love that story that he showed when he first started. So you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have these expectations on yourself. You just follow your joy, follow your passion. And then over time, it develops and you become more in your own voice that you're wanting to share with the world.
Exactly. It's about self-confidence. It's about, a lot of stuff. But I mean, very few people, I think, are born with self-confidence. Very few. But the thing is that the more the more I say, I don't want to be in front of a camera. And I say, the more I was doing like that, the more it was hard for me to become self-confident doing something if I'm not doing it,
I love it.
But now I'm fine with it.
Yes, and you would never know that you were not ever being
never. So without the pandemic, so I'm not saying because I can't say the pandemic is a good thing. It's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that even in something so dramatic and so terrible as this pandemic is, we can find something that we can, it can makes us better persons. And and this is important, I think, because if we start with self-pity and saying, now what I do now, how do I pay my bills, if you start thinking about that, you're not gonna solve the problem. It's just thinking, money's not coming, I'm not working, it's not that work comes because you complain. Honestly,
I agree.
It doesn't work like that. No?
I totally agree. And I figure when you talk your words, I've been discovering recently, especially, is the words you put into the universe. You have to be very careful with what you say.
Exactly.
And not stress and not worry. And the pandemic has had some major downfalls and some sadness, but at the same time, humanity is slowly starting to be more compassionate and have empathy, and people are getting more creative and thinking outside the box and taking advantage of social
media. I agree. And I tell you something more, that for me, even if, I want to these lessons that I learned, I want to keep them very close to my heart, and, and to use them, because I don't want to think, let's just hope, this pandemic finished now and then we come back to normal. No, I don't want to come back exactly to what I was doing before. I learned something, and so I don't want to make the same mistakes. So I'm saying, I'm not saying I'm not going to travel anymore, because actually, I'm planning a trip to Costa Rica in March. And so with lots of in real life shoots and stuff like that. And also, I did a shoot 2 weeks ago in Germany. It was very complicated with all the permits and COVID tests and stuff or whatever. I'm still working doing also in real life shoots. But what I'm saying is that I realized that at a certain point, when I was really traveling a lot, that's not really good. That's not really good. It's not good for the environment. It's not good for anything. It's so also, planning a little bit better your travel, not just travel, like that, because you say, with $300 you can go anywhere. That's not a good reason. It's I think we had to think also. And this is something, I think more. I have to be honest. I think more about it and say, well, maybe I know this is not a good advertisement for airway companies, but we I think, at least myself, I probably pushed the travel things too much. So I think, less travel and maybe better ones, less trips, but better trips, and stuff like that. And
more balance.
For many things, more quality over quantity,
Yes.
And I think quality over quantity can be a good thing for everything. And for example, another good thing for me was that before the pandemic started, I was quite bored with social media, and I couldn't find, motivation enough to post, to do stuff like that. And was, it's all the same, the same people doing the same things, it's a little bit like that sometimes, especially with the algorithm, that shows you the same stuff, whatever. So it's not really that people are doing the same, whoever is the algorithm, but it's showing you the same, but whatever. But then, when the pandemic started, actually social media, it was where the thing that really, could help us to be connected with others, to stay connected, to stay creative, to, and this is great. So for me, it totally went I valued much more our social media interactions, but before I say, let's have a break. So I mean, also that, it depends on the intention, how you use them. No?
I love that. That's so true. I was kind of in the same boat too, where it felt kind of almost mundane, and you really did not look at social media as such an opportunity. It became almost like a chore to do.
Exactly. So, oh yeah, I have to post something today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
I know that because I don't do many selfies, but I mean, but I see also people before were doing, I have to post something today.
Yes. That is so true.
Like that. And then, now it's more interesting, but sometimes, they share like a live class, sometimes they do something else, whatever. It became much more like a nice playground, even there. It's not just.
Yes, I love it. Make it nice and creative and have fun with it. No more silly selfies that are just the same.
I mean, I mean, but I can understand, because if you're, I know, imagine, there's a reason. I mean, if you have a life, you're not just at home or whatever, and then, you say, oh, yeah, sure, I have to post something. So you have 5 minutes to do this post, and okay. But then, if you have a little bit more time to plan what to do and whatever, and think about it, maybe you come out with something, with a second.
More creative. I love it. So what things do you have coming up for you?
Yeah. So yes. So I have this trip that I'm organizing. So where I will create some new content, and so hopefully, because here also we are in the middle of the winter. Yeah. So things are even a little bit more, because one thing about Italy, and think about like what they see in the movies, whatever, but the movies are always shot in summer. So winter is cold, especially I live in North Italy, and it's cold. It's freezing cold, and So I mean, the two things together, pandemic, lockdown, and winter, is not a great thing for creating great content.
Yeah.
Of course, you can shoot indoor, whatever. All these rules, everything is really complicated. So of course, this is one thing. So I'm planning this. I keep on doing a lot of more remote shoots and stuff like that. And then I would like to start being more, let's say, more consistent in the teaching stuff, and starting like a kind of a platform. But the thing is that it's something that I really, once I'm sure I can do it, I have to commit to it. And then, I know already, I have some, shoots planned, and, I have a schedule, but, it's getting more busy. So I have to understand how can keep the two things together,
Right.
Exactly, finding that balance, because of course I have a lot of clients work as well.
Yeah.
But this is something that I definitely would like to move forward. And I mean, that's all. And for the rest, as I'm saying, is that staying really open, and receiving whatever is coming, and I mean, filtering a little bit what is good to, consider what is not. But I mean, like, we totally total open mind, for sure.
I love that. And I'm so excited to see your journey and to follow your journey. And we will have your information posted once this interview goes onto our YouTube page, so that way people can find you. Bye, Sangamani. Thank you for tuning in. Samara loves you. Amazing. Lots of hearts.
Oh, thank you, Samara.
I love it. Yes. So is there anyone that you want to do a special shout out to?
We see.
Is there anyone you wanted to do a special shout out to?
I haven't thought about that.
everyone. I love
say
it.
to everyone. I say to everyone, yeah.
I love it
Yeah.
so much.
Look, I see now. Yeah, yeah. I was not even, I wasn't so much in the conversation with you, but I was not looking at the messages.
Yes, Thagmani said you're doing yoga by connecting your eye through your lens.
Oh, someone is saying bad English. Speak Italian, please. Let's have a conversation in Italian. Then I will judge your Italian. Okay.
I almost moved to Italy. I had a friend out there, Vincenza, and I was out there for a few weeks, and I almost moved out there, but I did not.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yes,
really?
but maybe one day I will visit you and do a photo shoot and something creative.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I would love to. Yeah. For sure. For sure. Let me know. Right. Let me know for sure. For sure.
I love it
Amazing.
so much. Yes. What is it that you want to be remembered for?
That's a good question, and I thought about it, and I see. As I said before, what I really love to do is show the beauty that is within everyone, and it is in this world. So this is what I want to be remembered for. To have showed a little bit more this amazing beauty that is within every one of us and is in this world. And this would be a great thing, adding a little bit of beauty. I mean, not adding, because it's already there.
Yeah.
Just showing it, no? just matter of how you see it.
Oh, and you are such a beautiful person. You're so creative. You are just so open and just so full of light. And you are illuminating the world with your presence. And you're already, highlighting the beauty of the universe and people's spirits and people's energy. And it's just a beautiful thing to see.
Thank you so much for saying that.
Yes, of course.
Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you so much for having me here.
Yes, it has been such an honor and such a pleasure and so much love for you. Spio just popped in and said hello. Hello. Thank you for coming in. Yes. So it has been such an honor. Thank you for illuminating the world with your presence.
Thank you for having me here.
Yes. So much love. Ciao.
Love. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in to Live with Jacqueline Valdez, illuminating the world one voice at a time. Thank you guys. Lots of love. Take care.